Gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Again, welcome to Midvale Speedway racing action. Moments away, fast heat for the modified.
Adam, I believe that the only crate engine is the 5, correct?
That would be correct. The only crate engine car in this race is the number 5 of Justin Courtney. He competes with us on a semi-regular basis in the modifieds at Midvale. Green for the fast heat and the mods. Couple of our regulars on the front row. Courtney and Ripley to the green. We're underway at Midvale Speedway. Ripley goes into the lead. Ripley up the banking. Courtney in the bottom lane. It's Meyer in the second group racing with Courtney. You can see the difference in power as those big built engines on the outside lane moving forward. Meyer into second. Joe Shannon making his move in the outside lane. Shannon in car number 2 racing for the number 3 spot. Leading the way is Todd Ripley. The car 00 out front by 5 car lengths on the 31 of Doug Meyer. Courtney and Shannon battle continues for the 3rd spot. Archer running 4th. Stephen Kleinecht in the number 5 position. Dobbins is 6th. Going to be coming in on halfway this time by to be 4 laps in, 4 more laps to go. Phillips, the second fast qualifier, checks up a little bit back of the pack as we get the cross flags. Halfway. 4 laps in, 4 laps to go. Battle 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Courtney leads the group in 3rd. Shannon is 4th. Archer is 5th. Kleinecht is 6th. Dobbins is 7th. Ripley leads the way. It'll be 2 laps to go this time. Todd Ripley, the veteran driver, former modified champion, modified point runner-up in 2013. Ripley, several car lengths ahead of Meyer now. Ripley outstanding after changing from the crate engine to a build engine for tonight. The 1 to go for Ripley. Final lap for this fast heat victory. Shannon continues to try to get around Courtney, but he's up to speed and running well now as Archer makes his move for 3rd. It will be off of turn number 4, the Denison driver, Todd Ripley, the victory in race 1 tonight. 2nd place to Meyer, 3rd to Courtney, 4th place to Archer, finishing 5th is Shannon. 6th place is Kleinecht, finishing 7th Dobbins, and 8th Kenny Phillips. We go flag to flag from green to checkered in our fast heat for the open modifieds tonight at Midvale. The CJ's drive-through, Third Base Racing, Swan Racing, Ridgeco Pallet, and DNB Machine, car 00, veteran driver, many a laps turned here at Midvale Speedway. Former figure 8 competitor, now in the modifieds, Todd Ripley.
And Adam, good run by Justin Courtney, able to maintain that 3rd spot.
And Stacy Gherkin in the number 1 car. He's one of the best when it comes to racing at Lorain County Speedway. Numerous championships and victories. Storm and Norman Taylor, the winner at Lorain County 1 night ago. He won at Lorain last night. The 15 starts on the outside of our 2nd row, and we're ready for green. Coming off of turn number 4, 8 laps. 2nd heat. Modified division at Midvale Speedway. Terry Coletti looks him over, and the green flag is out. Going to be a caution for a failed opening start. Caution flag on the raceway. Here we go again. Gray and Gherkin bring them to corner 4. They pick up a pace. That's much better. We're underway. Into the first corner, it's Gherkin the slight advantage. Gray fighting on the inside lane. Double wide formation, 4 rows deep. Gherkin, plenty of power down the back stretch. Oh, Mowry thought about 3 wide. Had to check up, locked up the left front tire. Gherkin, your race leader. Gray is second. Battle for third between Norm Taylor and Craig Phillips. Also, crate car, Steve Mowry moving up into the 4th spot. 2 laps down, 6 laps to go for Gherkin. Here comes Taylor looking high for the 2nd spot. Steve Mowry there as well. Brad Copen in the number 5 position. Taylor looking high on Gray for 2nd. Opens up the bottom lane. Stacy Gherkin leads the way. 5 laps in this time at the line. 3 laps to go. Half straightaway lead build up. Mowry for 3rd. Good run in turn number 2. Gets to the inside of Taylor. Taylor uses the power to pull back ahead. Mowry looks again to the inside. Taylor closes the door in 4. And now it's Brad Copen to the outside of Mowry. Battle for the number 4 position. Coming to the white flag this time. Gherkin in car number 1. 1 to go. Gherkin leads the way. Into turn number 3, coming to turn number 4. Checkered flag will be out, and Stacy Gherkin picks up the victory. 2nd spot to Gray. 3rd spot to the 5 of Taylor. Finishing 4th, the 29 car of Mowry, and finishing 5th, the 20 of Brad Copen. Also ran in the Barberton feature a week ago for the opening up there at the quarter mile, and he starts toward the back of the pack. Now because of the outside pole sitter, Bob Siblett Jr. having an issue. Mike Bowers and Jeff Fade Jr. going to green. We're underway at Midvale for the last chance. Fade on the outside, Bowers on the inside, racing for the number 1 position down the backstretch. Bowers with a slight advantage. Fade fighting back in the 2nd lane. Side by side for the lead we race, taking the top 8. 16 of Neil Rowley holding on to the 8th and final transfer spot right now. McCreary, Adams, Schaefer, those are the cars trying to get in. McCreary gets into the back of Rowley. He avoids spinning. 2 laps down, 18 to go. It is Lawson dropping into line in the number 4 spot. Jeff Fade Jr., your race leader. Bowers in 2nd. Ripley in 3rd. Lawson in 4th. Schaefer in 5th. Running 6th is Amsdell. Air cleaner cover coming off of one of the cars. Air cleaner cover coming off of one of the cars on the front straightaway. Jason Neely, one of our flagmen, will go down to pick it up on the front stretch.
I think it was the 40, Adam.
So actually the 16 car running 8th. That is Neil Rowley. Top 8 transfer, green back out. Jeff Fade Jr., the 33, going into the lead. A little bit of contact. Rowley gets into Amsdell. They check up. They keep on rolling, though, off the 2nd turn. Battle for that 8th and final transfer spot. McCreary gets into Rowley. Well, you know, they're working hard. They're going to do whatever they can to try to get in the top 8. We've got 3 complete with 17 to go in this last chance race. Fade and Bowers into the green. Tough start for the 0-2 car of Jeff Amsdell. He's up and running well again, staying in the top 8 currently. Lucas Ripley, the 0-2 car on the inside of Mike Bowers, the number 2 position. We got a couple in the wall the backstretch. Lee McCreary and the 6 of Ryan Seifer.
Hard hit, Adam. I believe he hit head on. Was turned straight into the wall nose first.
Car of Neil Rowley and the 25 car of Jesse Adams, your top 8. They transfer right now. The green is out, turn 4. Fade up the banking. There goes Lucas Ripley, one of our crate cars, going to the bottom lane, racing with Jeff Fade down into turn number 3. Race for real estate, thought they were going to hit, they did not, and Lucas Ripley into the lead. Contact there as the 33 of Fade gets into the right rear of Ripley. Oh, some close racing and some rubbing there between Rowley and the 53 of Mike Lawson. Ty Schaefer in the 40 trying to race his way back into the top 8, and it looks like he's going to be able to do it. Schaefer, after going to the tail for bringing out a yellow for the air cleaner cover, racing in that second lane. 6 laps in this time. 6 laps in, 14 to go for Lucas Ripley. Neil Rowley up into the 4th spot as Jeff Fade Jr.'s car is fading. Also some smoke off the 53 of Lawson. Not sure, maybe a tire rub there. Fade just about spun it, but he saves it in turn number 4. Getting a little wild from 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th in this modified last chance. 8 laps in, 12 to go for Lucas Ripley. Mike Lawson in the 53 off the pace. Lawson checks up, got caught on the outside of a 3-wide. He's got some car issues. Saw some smoke coming out of that one a while ago. So Lawson drops off the pace, longtime competitor at Lorain County Speedway. 10 laps in, 10 more laps to go for Lucas Ripley, Jeff Amsdell, Mike Bowers, Jeff Fade Jr., and Neil Rowley, the top 5. 6th, around goes Shepner. Shepner around in the 11, collects the 64 of Wayne Mounds. 11 of Shepner spinning a solo car spin in turn number 4. We have completed 9 laps. 9 in, 11 to go. Wow, is this race interesting. See the power from the outside lane in that 0-2 car of Amsdell when they get the green. Bowers and Fade in row number 2, the 16 of Rowley, the 40 car of Schaefer in row 3, and the final 2 transfer cars right now. Sean Kaufman, the 24, Lee McCreary, the number 2, coming to green off of turn 4. We are back underway. Into the first turn we go. We've got the inside lane moving forward in Fade's car. Just about to drop out of the top 8. Amsdell in the outside lane. Boy, McCreary goes to the bottom. He's got the 99 of Gruhl right behind him. He was able to go down there, and now we're nearly going to have 3 wide on the front stretch. That Fade car really just struggling here at the end of this race, second half of the race. 11 laps in, 9 to go, and Ty Schaefer is making it happen in the 40 car. He's going for 3rd now. Schaefer up to 3rd at the line. Schaefer went to the back early in this race because of the air cleaner cover, and he's about to go for the number 2 spot, the outside of Jeff Amsdell, as Ripley pulls away. There went the rest of it. Up against the fence it goes. But I think it gonna be a yellow flag for the air cleaner down in turn number 1. Caution out. Just the top 8 will. 12 laps in, 8 laps to go. Green out of 4. Side by side into the first corner we go. Up the banking goes Amsdell in the 0-2. Oh, look out. There goes Adams, Schepner, Gruhl all get caught up in the second corner. Yellow flag is out. "12 laps in, 8 laps from the finish in this one. And the modifieds having a major mishap coming off of turn 2. Amsdell just dropped off the pace in the 0-2, and Adams ran up into the left rear quarter.
Yeah, it looks like lots of damage on the 25, the Sean Martyr machine that Jesse Adams is.
Ten cars remaining on the track. 8 of those will transfer. The first 8 transferring into the 40-lapper. Green is out turn 4. Ripley and Bowers back into the front again. Rowley and Kaufman in row 2. McCreary and Gruhl in row 3. Those are all crate cars from the Midvale Speedway. Ty Schaefer in the 40 car trying to make his way to the front. The 40 of Schaefer on the inside lane. Oh, checking up was the 24 car of Kaufman coming off the corner. Schaefer had nowhere to go. He's looking on the inside now, up in that number 5 position. Might have messed up the toe a little bit on that number 40 car of Schaefer. Though still running pretty strong through the middle of 3 and 4. 14 in, it'll be 15 in this time at the line. 15 laps in, 5 to go for the 0 car of Lucas Ripley. Jeff Fade trying to make his way back to the front in the 33, back in the field. Oh, Schaefer and Kaufman get together. Schaefer moves over Kaufman, takes the number 5 spot. Rowley sideways while running in the 3rd position. Sideways again on the backstretch is Rowley. Here comes Jeff Fade Jr. moving forward sideways. Dirt tracking it down in 3 and 4 is Jeff Fade Jr. as he battles for the final transfer spots. Fade came across the line in 8th. He had it, but Gruhl taking it back away. That is for the 8th position. Fade on the outside, Gruhl on the inside for the 8th and final transfer spot. Fade sideways in 3 and 4. Very loose handling number 33. Schaefer in the 41 right ahead of him. Fade gets into him. Schaefer sideways, Gruhl sideways. Fade, oh, he's always been sideways in this race. Again to the outside. This time he won't save it. He spins it in turns 3 and 4. We've got a caution for Jeff Fade. Paul Schaefer 7th, 8th place, the 99 of Jason Gruhl. So Fade in the 33 gets moving again, but he's going to find himself out of the transfer spots now. Green flag, turn number 4. Here comes Ripley, here comes Bowers, 3 to go. Side-by-side action. Mike Bowers going to go into the lead in the 0-2 car. Bowers going into the race lead. Watching for the final transfer spot right now. It's the 99 of Gruhl and the 41 of Schaefer. Rub a little bit of paint coming off the corner. Now joining that battle, the 33 car of Jeff Fade. That car is a handful. He's taking it to the pits. Bad break for Jeff Fade Jr., a many-time feature winner up at the Lorain County Speedway. White flag out, 1 to go. Final lap. Schepner in the 11 makes some contact with Schaefer going into the first corner. Schepner just out by 1 spot. He knows it maybe that he's in 9th. The checkered, the win goes to Mike Bowers. Ripley 2nd. 3rd spot to the number 2 of McCreary. 4th spot to the 16 of Rowley. And 5th to the 40 of Schaefer. So missing, falling out of the race, Jeff Fade Jr., Jeff Amsdell, Jesse Adams, Wayne Mounts, Mike Lawson, and Ryan Seifer. Your winner in this last chance race for the modifieds. Put your hands together for Mike Bowers. Bowers, a regular in our modified division, runs third in our points. Just about picked up a feature win a week ago. The Tim's Custom Car Center number 02. Eight laps, fast heat. JD Byrider, Pure Stocks on the raceway. Side by side into corner one we go. It's going to be Bowling, the rookie. Just his fourth night of racing here at Midvale Speedway, and he takes over the number one spot. Bill Shimko on the outside lane, trying to stay alongside Mike Martin now. Martin moving into second. That very fast number 62 of Adam Stewart. Winning last night, it was Rick Elkins behind the wheel. Tonight it's Stewart. Stewart up to third. Stewart, the car owner of that Stewart Flooring, World Import Automotive, number 62 into the number 3 spot. Shimko backpedaling in the outside lane. Teddy Oliver, three-time division champion. The last 3 years, he's up to fourth. He won't win the points this year. He runs fifth in the standings this season. 84 of Schweitzer, 13 of Shimko for the fifth spot. Next time around, they'll see the crossed flag. Halfway to be 4 in, 4 to go. Martin shuffles off the pace, coming out of 2. There is Adam Stewart in the second lane for the number 2 position. Stewart just inches behind Martin at the line. He goes up the track, opens the inside lane for Oliver. Oliver can't get in there quite far enough. He'll check up going into 3 as Stewart takes over second. Martin third. Oliver contact with Martin for the third position. This next time around, it'll be 2 to go. Boy, Oliver's car is hooked up in turn 2. That's his passing zone. Goes a little bit higher into 1, drops right to the bottom in 2, and he takes over third. For the lead, Stewart. It was Bowling at the line by 16 thousandths of a second, but Bowling sideways off of 2. Stewart pulling forward in that very fast number 62. They're coming to the white flag. It'll be 1 to go. Bowling up the banking. Here comes Oliver on the inside. Oliver at the quarter panel. Some contact up the banking. Cars get together. Flat right rear on the 82.
Well, Adam, we do see that Teddy Oliver back up to speed after his problems last night. Said that wasn't sure what the issue was, and he is back up to speed, so that's good to see out of the 49.
And that is the race. 7 laps had been completed in our last chance race. Stewart in the 62 officially picks up the win. He was on the outside lane. He led lap 7. Bowling was on the bottom. He was a little bit behind in the second spot. And running third was Oliver. Moss in the 77 coming to green off of turn number 4. Here we go. 8 laps. Second heat underway. Winger in that car picked up a second place finish back in the mid-2000s at the Mansfield Motorsports Speedway. Car a little bit underpowered because it doesn't have one of those 350 crates in it. Still got a 302 underneath the hood of that one. Up the banking goes Moss in turn 4. Winger fighting back on the inside. 31 of Bill Abill in the second lane. On the inside, it is the 68 of Hoopengarner going 3 wide, and Gary Hoopengarner up into the number 3 position. Austin Harvey, 8 tires better than 4, I guess, as he and the 91 of Winger get together. Fortunately, neither one of them crashing their car or damaging it badly, as now Hoopengarner goes for the number 2 position. Gary Hoopengarner for second, as he follows Bill Abill in through 3 and 4. Moss back to third. Abill leads. Second spot is Hoopengarner. Third, the 77 of Moss. Fourth, the 5 car of Martin. Halfway this time, 4 laps in, 4 laps to go for the 31 of Bill Abill.
Haven't seen much of Bill this season. I believe this would be his first preliminary victory if he gets this one.
Yeah, he was here just a couple of times earlier this season. Not sure whether he picked up a heat win on one of those nights or not. But Abill has led now this lap number 5, with Hoopengarner running in the second spot, turning very equal laps that last time around, both in the 70s, the 1670s. Austin Harvey in the 112 to the inside of the number 5 car of Vince Martin picks up the number 4 spot. Well, you know, Vince Martin and the number 5 had a rear end go out in that car. They went and got parts, put the rear end back together, spent a lot of early morning hours today getting that car ready to go, and credit goes out to them for just being able to race. White flag is out, 1 to go for the 31 of Abil.
And like we talked about, credit to Hoopengartner's crew for all the work they've done the last 2 weeks. He picked up a heat race win last night.
Yeah, there for a couple of weeks he couldn't wipe his butt with either hand, but tonight he's half decent in that second spot, coming to the checkered, picking up the victory. The 31 car of Bill Abil, Hoopengartner second, third Moss, fourth the 112 of Harvey, and fifth the number 5 of Vince Martin. And the Abil Racing number 31 won a number of features a year ago. Let's hear it for Bill Abil. From New Philadelphia, Swaney Racing shortstop drive-through, My Museum Tattoo. Top qualifier, 47, is driven by Kyle Grove. Kyle Grove in the 47 car, sponsored by the folks from Affordable Towing, Greg's Recovering, and South Philly Pizza. Swaney had a decent run last night in the 57, was running well early. Coming to green off of 4, here we go. 57 car of Swaney just struggles on the starts. Mike Swaney, who has been behind the wheel of the car. Tonight, Jake Albright driving it and just not going on starts and restarts. Kyle Grove has had the same issues. Schneider leading the way. Second spot is Albright. Third spot, the number 5 of McCartney. Here comes Kyle Grove. Grove getting this car off of Danny Crislip. It's the car he drove a season ago. Grove working forward, has made his way into the third spot. Grove going to look to the outside of the number 57 of Mike Swaney's car, driven tonight by the Turtle, Jake Albright. Leading the way is the 157 of Schneider. Battle for second between Grove and Albright. Going to be 5 and 3 to go. See Wes Ennis in the 09. Some more work to go on that one. It's not running too bad, but not quite keeping up with the cars in front of him, so he elects to pull pit side. Waylon Orr, Braden Swaney battle back of the field. Much better qualifying effort for Waylon Orr tonight than what we've seen from that car so far this year. We've completed 5 of our scheduled 8 for the fast heat and our compact division. 47 of Kyle Grove has caught Bob Schneider, and Grove goes to the outside in turn number 3. Max McCartney in the 5, racing right on the rear bumper of Albright. He goes way up the track, opens up the inside lane for McCartney. He'll get in there, up to the door, up to almost the left front tire. Leading the way down the front stretch at the white flag, Schneider and Grove. Grove at the line. Up the track goes Schneider, just giving Grove enough room on the back stretch, but Grove is going to go into the lead. He'll come to the checkered flag. Kyle Grove's going to pick up the victory in our fast heat for the compact division tonight. Let's have a nice round of applause for your winner in the 47 tonight, Kyle Grove. Coming to green off of turn number 4, ready for the second heat and our compact division. One lap complete, 7 laps to go. The 150 of Dan Bucky side by side with a 15 car of Kyle Finlayson.
Did they just take the green flag, Adam?
I know, it looks like that. Very good formation. It was very good formation across the stripe over in four, and I think we could have it again when they get down here. Let's see. Rector pulling forward. I think we're going to have it. Yep, coming off of four, another good formation.
They look like the Blue Angels.
They're very precise, let's put it that way. Dan Bucky, Kyle Finlayson for the number one spot. I don't think it's going to be that way this time around, Chris. Finlayson pulling out and dropping to the bottom lane. Finlayson in the number one spot now opens up the inside again. Who knows? Pretty close. I think we might have gone with that one. Finlayson opened up the inside. Here comes last night's fast feature winner, Tim Frederick. Now we've got him 3 wide in the back row. Now they're trying one of those World of Outlaws 3 wide formations. 5 laps in this time, 3 laps to go for the 15 of Finlayson.
And Tim Frederick had a good run last night. That 41 is fast. We'll have to see what him and Finlayson can do here.
Yeah, he's not one of the fastest compacts, but he's just fast enough right now where he's pretty competitive in the second heat. And if he starts toward the front of the fast feature, and he's going for the lead, outside lane of Kyle Finlayson. 69 of Clark running third. Bucky back to fourth. Salisbury in fifth. Coming to the white flag. One. Uh-oh, Bucky, flat right front tire. Maybe. No, he just shot up the banking.
He did a nice job to keep it off the fence.
I don't know what that was all about. Oh, that car, he's got an issue. He's got something broken on that car. It looks like all the tires are up, but he's got some problems. Coming to the checkered flag, Finlayson leading inside lane. Here comes Clark, and it will be Finlayson, second place to Frederick, third to Clark, fourth to Rector, fifth to Salisbury, and Dan Bucky taking the win. Let's have a nice round of applause for the 15 of Kyle Finlayson.
Green flag off of turn number 4. Beatty on the outside. Here comes Stresky taking a peek. Nope. Enold on the outside. He's going to take over that second spot through turns 1 and 2. Dale Beatty, your race leader, down the back straightaway.
And there comes Enold in that number 50 car. The 17 of Stresky goes to the bottom. The 7 car of Koger having some problems here early on and had some problems in qualifying and practice as well earlier this afternoon. We complete the first of our scheduled 6, going 6 laps in our compact feature.
I'll tell you this, Adam, the 7 of Koger, he didn't know why we were calling him on the racetrack, so I think he's got a little bit more problems than what he was having with the car.
Yeah, the 7 of Koger having some issues, definitely. I think he's waiting for maybe next week when we start the 3-cylinder class.
Yeah, that could be.
Leading the way, the 75 car of Chase Beatty, but Eric Enold gets to the inside, and Enold and Beatty both have very little experience, both rookies in the division. Beatty gets up along the wall, had plenty of room. He woed it up just in time, though, before he got it pretty close as Beatty drops back to second. That car pushing like a snowplow as he goes up the banking again, and Lainey Stresky, one of our young lady competitors in the division, goes for the number 2 spot. Stresky on the inside of Chase Beatty, leading the way at halfway.
Well, we thought we was going to see a top 2 finish here by the girls last night in that second feature with Lainey Stresky and Lisa Moore, but both of them having problems.
Coming in on the white flag in this 6-lap event, the number 50 car of Enold leading the way, the 17 of Stresky in second, 75 of Beatty third. Under his time, the 50 of Enold, that's going to put Stresky into the lead and put the 75 car of Beatty into second, breaking out of his qualifying time twice during this race as Enold, bad break for the rookie, and that again puts the 17 of Stresky into victory lane. Chase Beatty second, finishing third, the 7 of Zach Koger. So that 6-lap heat race event coming to a close, shortened to 6 laps because of the lack of cars, and also going under his time 2 times during the race by over 0.15 of a second. The breakout rule was the 50 of Enold. Let's have a nice round of applause for Lainey Stresky. Lainey Stresky in the 17, sponsored by TNT Televisions and Senior Ponchos. The invert for tonight's compact feature was a 13, putting the fast qualifier in the 13th starting position.
Hey, Ritter, who you think's going to win, buddy?
I'm looking at, I don't know anybody in this division, so I'll go with that 5 of McCartney, because that's a Tedesco relation there, so I'll take the 5.
All right, Ritter's taking the 5, Adam.
All right, we'll see if he's picked it right tonight. It is the 50 car of Enald and the 150 of Bucky. 20 laps of green flag racing in our compact feature tonight. Green is out in turn number 4. Down into corner number 1 we go. It is Bucky going into the lead in the 150. It is Enald in second. Battles with the 22 of Rector in the third spot. 15 of Finlayson running in fourth. Battle for fifth side by side. The 41 of Frederick. The 69 of Alan Clark. 3 wide mid-pack. Look out coming off the corner. Couple of rows of 3 wide. It is Waylon Orr running the third groove. In the middle of that sandwich, the 27 of Braden Swaney. Inside is Bob Schneider Jr. And right in front of them, we're getting ready for more 3 wide racing. It was a rough compact feature last night. Hopefully tonight not the same. Could get a little hairy in a moment. 50 of Enald, high on the banking coming off of 4. The Turtle, Jake Albright, making headway towards the front of the pack. He's up to 5th, looking for 4th. Maybe even 3rd to the inside of Salisbury into the corner. Salisbury giving him just a little bit of room. He's able to get by Clark. Clark caught in the high lane. We've completed 3 of our scheduled 20. Still 17 laps to go. Some 3 wide racing didn't work out for the point leader, the 27 of Braden Swaney. He has the door slam shut on him. Had to check up in the first corner. He and McCartney now battle side by side. It is Bucky in the 150 leading the way. Second, Salisbury. Third, the 15 of Finlayson. On the move, one of the faster cars getting to the front early is Jake Albright, but Kyle Grove in the 47, your top qualifier. In 6th, Grove is the car to beat. He's won a few features himself. This car has won another couple of features. He just got it back. It's his car from a year ago. Joe Oliver's picked up a couple of wins in it. And he picked up double-digit wins in feature action a season ago. Braden Swaney down slides towards the infield. Back onto the track he goes. Keeps on rolling. Good job, Braden Swaney. Still plenty of laps to go to get back towards the front. The new leader, the 29 of Blaine Salisbury. Bucky down the banking. He's caught on the bottom.
Here
he has
comes
now
Grove.
the number 4 spot, and Grove going for the lead. Kyle Grove in the 47 from 13th. Going to take the lead on lap number 7. 7 complete at the line, and Grove leads the compact field in the feature.
Sorry about that, Adam. I just seen him coming, and Koger's got problems on the back straightaway.
Yeah, that car's been having some issues. Wheel on the back stretch. Look out. Who's going to get it? No one. That thing basically came to a stop. You know you're not running real fast when the wheel comes off and it just stops. Maybe one of the culprits losing the wheel off of that number 7 ride. Did he get into the wall, Chris?
Well, you know what? We make a good 1-2 combination. You're really not going to touch this combination.
Blaine Salisbury, Kyle Grove up front, and the Turtle, Jake Albright, and Dan Bucky in row number 2. Looking for the restart green flag off of turn number 4. You keep doing what you got to do, brother.
Ready for green. Coming off of 4. It's back underway, and back into the lead goes Grove in the 47 car. Grove into the lead. We are 4 laps away from the halfway mark. It'll be 3 from halfway this time. 3 wide for the number 4 position. It is Schneider up into the number 4 spot. Back to 5th goes the 150 of Bucky. McCartney gets some contact from Waylon Orr. Great job by McCartney to steer out of a possible spin. Finlayson on the low side. Alan Clark on the outside lane. That's a battle for the number 5 position as they maneuver their way down the backstretch. Leading the way is Kyle Grove in car number 47. Second spot, the 29 of Blaine Salisbury. Third, the 57 of Turtle, Jake Albright. And fourth, the 157 of Schneider. Schneider's had a couple of decent runs tonight and this season. Won a feature early this year, and tonight won, or actually came close to winning, the fast heat race before Grove passed him late in the going. Right now we're at the halfway mark. Be lap number 10 complete at the line this time. It'll be 10 laps in, 10 laps to go. Kyle Grove putting it to the field of this compact division. Second is Salisbury. Third, the 57 of Albright. Fourth, the 157 of Schneider. And fifth, the 69 of Clark. Good battle. Second, third, fourth, and fifth. Salisbury just protecting the inside. Here comes Schneider. Schneider up almost to the door, but checks up to avoid contact with Salisbury for that number 2 spot. Turtle drops down the banking, hits Schneider in the right front. And now Turtle, Jake Albright going for the number 2 spot.
Hey, Adam, if Grove had a mirror, he's missing a pretty good race behind him.
Yeah, I don't think he has one. I don't think he needs one. He's going to see that race going on. It's going to be going on in front of him pretty soon. Grove has checked out. And, of course, that was the car that he drove last season to numerous feature wins. And he, actually 2 seasons ago, I should say, to numerous feature wins. Double-digit feature wins for Grove 2 years ago. And right now, first time he's driven this car this season because they had sold the car to Chrislip Racing. Vassalou and Oliver drove it. Well, you can see Grove is right at home behind the wheel of that car.
Do we want to do a crank it up this time around?
Do it right now. Crank it up. Now it's going to be a little boring for a while till the next one comes by. So now keep it cranked up. Here they come. Leading the way, Kyle Grove. Second, Jake Albright. Running third, Blaine Salisbury. Fourth, Schneider. Fifth, the 69 of Clark. Grove putting the 50 of Enald a lap down. He moves over for the leader. He can pick up the pace a little bit now. It's going to be a month or two before the rest of the field would catch him. Grove now working his way around the 75 of Chase Beatty. Next up will be the 17 of Laney Stresky. Enald pulling into the pits in the number 50. White flag waving for the leader, Grove, as he crossed the line on lap number 19. Second, Albright. Third, Salisbury. Fourth, Schneider. And fifth, Clark. McCartney's worked his way up to sixth. Then Grove, the most dominating effort of the season, wins this 20-lap feature. Just one caution in the event. Claims the victory tonight. Second spot. Off of turn 4 right now, the 57 of Jake Albright. Third to Salisbury. Fourth to Schneider. Fifth to Clark. Fifth spot to McCartney. Finishing sixth is Orr. Seventh is Sweeney. Taking eighth, the 41 car of Frederick. Taking his fourth victory of the season. He's won a lot lately, but this is the first one that he's won in this car. This is the one that Anthony Vassalou drove early this season. Joe Oliver, who's right behind me, won a couple of races in this car as well. And tonight, Kyle Grove back behind the wheel of it. This is the car that he drove 2 years ago to a double-digit feature wins. Let's hear it for Kyle Grove. Kyle, congratulations on the win tonight. First time you've been back behind the wheel of this car in a race in a couple of years. 2 years ago, you drove it to double-digit feature victories, dominated that season. Got behind the wheel tonight, and it was just like you never left behind the wheel, right?
Yeah, it was always fun racing this car, and it was a blast tonight.
Nothing like it, and it's got a lot more power than the car that you've been driving this season. You've picked up a few wins with it, but this one has plenty more power.
Oh yeah, this thing ain't got what my car does in the turns, but it's got the power. It's fun.
Some people you want to thank tonight.
Yeah, my dad, South Philly, and Chris Lip, and everybody helps me out.
Let's hear it for your winner, Kyle Grove.
Okay, Adam, we're going to try and get a couple mod drivers over here. Joe Quinn, driver the number 90. You got the big engine in there. Do you got anything for this 38 on the start?
I'm not really sure. We're going to try all we can. I know the 38 cars are regular here, and he's been really fast. A lot of these crate motors are surprisingly fast, but we're just going to have fun and try and finish the race in one piece, see where we finish up.
The 29 is Steve Mowry. He's been fast qualifier at Midvale the last 2 weeks. Not tonight against the big motors, but Mowry's still decent out there. Still well equipment. Misty View Stables, United Foundations, Boston Car Care, 29. And he has just pulled pit side. The number 5 of Norm Taylor. 5 of Norm Taylor from Parma, Ohio. Storm and Norman, the Taylor Painting, Bearing Tech, sponsored number 5, won the feature at Lorraine last night. The number 15, the 13... Actually, I believe it's the 15 car of Craig Phillips from Vermilion, Ohio, the Mayer Roofing JPI Collision Center car of Craig Phillips. The 91 on the outside lane is Sean Gray. Sean Gray in the 91 from Columbus, the Roadhouse and WMA Graphics car. "40 laps of green flag racing. Fans, hold tight. Top 10 cars at the top of the field. They were your top 10 qualifiers. McClintock, the pole sitter, was 10th. Archer, the fast qualifier, was 10th. Here we go. Green flag coming off of 4. 40 laps of green at Midvale Speedway. This modified feature underway. McClintock and Quinn into the first corner. Some beating and banging a little bit off of the turn. Here comes Stephen Kleineck. Thought about 3 wide, then did not. Checking up, Kenny Phillips. Around goes Sean Gray. Around goes Stacy Gherkin. So caution flag is out. Problems mid-pack for our modifieds. Some brake checking going on as drivers shuffled towards the front of the field. Complete restart, original starting positions of what they had just moments ago. Stephen Kleineck and the 31 car of Doug Meyer, 51 of Dave Dobbins, 2 car of Joe Shannon, and then our top 2 qualifiers, the 11 of Kenny Phillips and the 28 car of Scott Archer. In our modified division of Midvale, they all run crate engines. They cost $3,200. They don't quite have the power of built engines, but we've got a few with crate engines in this field that are running pretty well. 38 of McClintock, 5 of Courtney among those. Coming to green off of 4, 40 laps of green underway. Into 1 and 2, about the same way. A little bit of contact maybe in that second row. Clean and green down into the corner. No looks for 3 wide. That's a good sign. Well, a lot of brake sparks coming off the north. And we have completed lap number 1. 1 lap down, 39 laps to go. Leading the way is McClintock, our point leader, looking for his 4th feature win of the season. He's going to have some big-time power coming his way in a little while. He hopes this one stays green. That would benefit Kevin McClintock. For the second spot, Todd Ripley looking to the low side of Joe Quinn. Clean and green. Field starting to single out a little bit. Joe Shannon in the 2 car. Doug Meyer in the 31. They're running the outside lane. So is Scott Archer, the top qualifier. Archer hooked up tonight. Ripley continues to look to the low side of Joe Quinn for the number 2 spot. Clean and green right now. Lap number 4 completed the line. It's Courtney and Joe Shannon. Shannon now moves into the top 5, takes 5th. McClintock leading the way. 2nd spot is Quinn. 3rd is Ripley. 4th is Meyer. And 5th is Shannon. Double wide racing. Mid-pack. The 5 of Taylor. 15 of Phillips. 1 car of Stacy Gherkin. And the 02 car of Mike Bowers all racing for spots. Gherkin ran really well in his heat race earlier. He had this place figured out. I believe his first ever appearance at Midvale. What a field of modifieds, and McClintock is leading the way. 7 laps complete. Yet to see any of the big engine cars start to make their way to the front other than Stacy Gherkin, who went to the outside of Craig Phillips again, and Phillips shut the door on him. Now Doug Meyer for the 3rd spot to the inside of Todd Ripley. Meyer on the low side of Ripley for the 3rd position, coming off of 4. Meyer takes 3rd. Gherkin again continues to work that outside of Craig Phillips. Gherkin has a very good car. He just missed it a little bit in qualifying. McClintock leading lap number 9. Dave Dobbins looking a little racy. So is the 11 of Kenny Phillips. They start to try their run forward. Gherkin has finally cleared Craig Phillips for what is the 13th position in the field. Joe Shannon in the number 2 car, starting to challenge the 00 of Ripley. Ripley, his car not quite as good as maybe what it was a little earlier tonight. We've completed the first 25% of this race. Now 11 laps in. 11 in for Kevin McClintock, Joe Quinn, Doug Meyer, Todd Ripley, and Joe Shannon. 6th spot, Scott Archer. 7th, the 5 of Courtney. 8th, the 53 of Dobbins. 9th, the 11 of Phillips. And 10th, the 75 of Kleineck. Running 11th is Copen. Yellow out. Caution out for the 15 of Craig Phillips. Craig Phillips has spun the 15 car. He had just been passed a little while ago by the 1 of Stacy Gherkin. So the 15 of Craig Phillips has spun his car out. Solo car spin, bringing out just our 2nd caution. Sean Gray parked on pit road as McClintock and Quinn will come to green off of 4. 11 in, 29 to go for our modified 40-lapper, paying $1,200 to the winner. Quinn beats McClintock down the straightaway. McClintock coming back on the inside lane. Quinn clears him on the backstretch. Here comes the 00 of Todd Ripley on the outside lane. That was one of the fears for the crate cars, were the starts and restarts. McClintock on the inside lane with Quinn in the lead. Here comes Ripley. Todd Ripley fighting in that outside lane. A little more power, of course, with that built engine 00 on the outside, but McClintock is wheeling that crate motor car on the bottom. He holds on to 2nd. I think he will be able to hold off Ripley. Ripley really free in that outside lane with all that power. Meyer in the 31, Archer in the 28 side by side for 4th and 5th. Sideways is Ripley. Hangs on to it though. Close call for Mike Bowers and Ty Schaefer as they got together on the exit of turn number 4. 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, side by side, racing right behind the lead duo. Lap 15 has been completed. Good side-by-side racing in this field tonight, no doubt. Top 3 now single file as Meyer has moved to 3rd. Lucas Ripley with a flat right front on the 0. Lucas Ripley with a flat right front on the 0 car. He's going to go to the pits after some contact. Dave Dobbins, Todd Ripley, 3rd and 4th corner for a battle. Dobbins on the inside. Ripley edges him at the line that time by, but Dobbins is going to clear him soon, and he does, coming off of 2. Ripley just hanging on to that car as his son pulls off. Ripley hanging on to it. For 2nd, Meyer getting around the 38 car of Kevin McClintock. Todd Ripley off the pace in the 00. Lets the field go by. Now he'll pick it up. I think he's going to head to the pits. Archer, 2nd fast in qualifying. Sideways, down in 4, just about spun it. Halfway, this time by, halfway, 20 laps in, 20 laps to go. Leading the way, the 90 car of Joe Quinn. To Lucas Ripley in the 00. The 0 and the 00 had gone to the pits, and I guess the pit chute clogged over in turn number 2. We have completed 19 laps, 1 lap away from the halfway mark. Green flag off of 4. We're back underway. Quinn and Meyer down into turns 1 and 2. Meyer on the outside lane. Going to leave turn 2 with the lead. 20 laps in. 20 laps to go this time. It is halfway. Gherkin up the banking in the 1. Up into that 3rd lane. Meyer leads. 2nd place is Quinn. 3rd is Shannon. 4th is Dobbins. 5th is McClintock. Not going to count out Dave Dobbins yet. That 53 car last week was pretty strong. He's up into the 4th spot, and last week that was at Barberton Raceway Park from 9th to the win. Kenny Phillips, 2nd fast qualifier. He's made some headway moving forward. Scott Archer in the 28 car, racing with Justin Courtney, another one of the crate engine cars. Oh, Courtney, he collects Taylor on the front stretch. Look out. Steering through. Could have been a lot worse. Taylor in the number 5, stopping over on the front back straightaway in turn 3 to see if the toe was messed up.
Yeah, left front is towed in pretty bad. Obviously something broke on the left front of the 5 of Storm and Norman Taylor. As your field
21 laps complete, 19 laps to go. The 31 of Doug Meyer, the 90 of Joe Quinn, coming to green in turn number 4. Back at it at Midvale Speedway for the modifieds. Side by side for the number 2 position. Number 2 car on the inside lane, that is Joe Shannon. Shannon has taken 2nd away. Dave Dobbins up to 3rd, 4th place. Joe Quinn, 5th spot, the 38 of Kevin McClintock. Kenny Phillips side by side with Scott Archer, racing and rubbing for that number 6 position. A lot of double wide racing from the middle portion of the raceway back. Leading the 31 of Myers, 2nd the number 2 of Joe Shannon, 3rd Dave Dobbins, 4th Joe Quinn, 5th spots Scott Archer. 25 in, 15 to go. 15 car of Craig Phillips gets into the 16 car of Neil Rowley in turn 3. Craig Phillips in the 15, getting into the 16 of Neil Rowley into that 3rd corner. Those top 3 look to be very equal, very fast as they came through the field. And off of turn number 4, we're coming to green. Doug Meyer and Joe Shannon bring them in. Leading is Meyer, 2nd place, the 2 car of Shannon, and 3rd, the 53 car of Dobbins, and we've got a caution. Yellow for the 24 car of Sean Kaufman. Phillips and McClintock, green in turn 4, 15 laps from the finish. Meyer looking to win. The big 40-lap feature at Midvale Speedway on downtown Ford night. Off of turn number 4, ready to roll. Meyer and Shannon coming to green. Meyer going to go back into the lead. Shannon fights back in the outside lane off at 2. Meyer up and is going to be able to clear him. Shannon gets down in the 2nd spot. Dobbins is third. Quinn fighting in fourth, but here comes the 11 of Kenny Phillips. Phillips on the inside of Quinn down into turns 1 and 2, and Kenny Phillips from the 9th starting position, his second fast qualifier, about to take over the 4th position. Running in 6th is Scott Archer. Boy, Archer hard into that corner. He's on the move now. Scott Archer knows it's go time. Running down on the final stages of this race, Joe Quinn, first appearance of the track, running pretty well, but caught in the outside lane. Has the 28 car of Archer working by. Quinn up the banking, going to try to hang on to it. Here comes McClintock. Quinn's going to be able to hold him off. 11 to go, 29 in this time for Doug Meyer. Single file formation throughout the field. Stacy Gherkin, Ty Schaefer ready to battle, maybe just inside the top 10. Schaefer running 8th, Gherkin running in the 9th spot. Meyer and Shannon checking out from the field. Dobbins, good run in 3rd, Phillips in 4th, Archer in 5th. Quinn running 6th, 7th McClintock, 8th Schaefer, 9th Gherkin, 10th is Copen. 11th, the 75 of Kleinecht. 12th is Bowers, 13th, the 41 of Paul Schaefer, 14th Neil Rowley, 15th Craig Phillips, 16th Jason Gruhl, and 17th Sean Kaufman. All cars on the track on the lead lap. 32 complete, make it 33 this time. 33 laps in. Stacy Gherkin, Ty Schaefer rub a little bit of paint. Schaefer, and into the wall goes the number 20 car of Copen on the front stretch. 40 of Schaefer, 20 of Copen get together on the front stretch. Schaefer pushed up in turn 4, came down the banking a little bit. He and the 20 car of Copen hooked up, and into the wall they went. Dave Dobbins 3rd, Kenny Phillips 4th, and 5th Scott Archer. Green flag, turn number 4, Terry Coletti looks him over, back underway in the modified 40. How about the 20 car, Brad Copen, after a hard hit, making it back out on the track? That's pretty cool. Got a few sparks coming out of it, maybe something dragging underneath, but looks okay. In the lead, Meyer crossing the line, 33 in, 7 to go. Side-by-side action for the 3rd spot. Phillips barely enough room to race on the outside of Dobbins. Phillips is pretty good in that 2nd groove. Pushes a little bit in corner 4. He said it's good out there for a couple of laps, and now Archer gets to the low side. Scott Archer getting to the inside of Phillips. Down the backstretch they go, and Archer going to move into 4th from his 10th starting position. 5 to go. 5 to go for Doug Meyer. Down to our final 3 circuits. It'll be 2 laps to go this time. 2 to go for the driver of the 31, the veteran from Canton, Ohio, Doug Meyer. The All Parts Auto Care, Diana Rennell. Bob's Auto Sales, number 31 car leading the way. Macintosh Oil Company, TLM Industries, a couple of the other sponsors, and the white flag is out. 1 to go. Final lap for the 31 of Doug Meyer. 2nd, the 2 car of Shannon. 53 car of Dobbins is 3rd. 4th, the 28 car of Archer. Coming to the double checkered, it's going to be Meyer picking up the victory. 2 car of Shannon 2nd. Finishing 3rd, the 53 car of Dobbins. 4th, the 28 car of Archer. And 5th, the 11 of Phillips. Dave Dobbins with a thumbs up as he goes by. A third place run, a second place run for Joe Shannon in the number 2 car. He takes his ride into the pits, picking up the victory. I believe his second of the season here at Midvale this year, the number 31. The Bob's Auto Sales, All Parts Auto Care, Diano Rental, TLM Industries, McIntosh Oil Company, number 31. He's run with the big engine modifieds for a number of seasons. He's run with us in our crate class, pulled the crate engine out, put the big motor in for tonight's event. Was here in hot laps on Friday night, first time out, really burning off the tires. Had to go in the pits, make some adjustments, detune, get this car hooked up, and that he did. Ready to climb out from behind the wheel of the number 31. Let's hear it for Doug Meyer. Well, Doug, you came down on Friday night. You put these tires on, the American Racer, which you've run a few times this season here in our crate class. You took the crate engine out, you put the big engine in, and you came down Friday night, and man, were you burning the tires off of this thing.
Yeah, that's kind of an understatement. You know, we've been talking at the shop that we really weren't sure if these big motors would go much faster qualifying, and really, you know, there wasn't a big difference, but we thought the difference would be in the racing and, you know, just a little more motor. But to be honest with you, we got this thing so detuned, it's pretty close to a crate motor, but man, we worked so hard since Friday. We blew a trailer tire. The winch broke in the trailer. We just worked our butts off, and pretty good win. Pretty good one.
What a great field of modifieds. Unbelievable field here tonight.
Oh, man, I tell you, it's exciting. I've been running against a lot of these guys that are here tonight for years, and I'll tell you what, this is one of the best class of modifieds I've seen in a long time, even at the main event and everything. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
I think we'll definitely have to do it at least once again next year.
I hope so. I hope so.
Let's hear it for the winner, Doug Meyer. Coming up next, the Great Lakes Helicopter Main Event Racing Series, Downtown Ford 100. 100 laps, $2,500 to the winner. Main Event Series, a big schedule in 2013, thanks in part to the great staff from Great Lakes Helicopter. You see the starting field for the Downtown Ford 100 for the Main Event Racing Series, brought to you by Great Lakes Helicopter. We're going to give you the starting lineup. We've got a big crowd in attendance tonight. Make sure and give all of these drivers, as we introduce them, a warm round of applause. Chris, give us the first 2 starters.
Starting out back in the number 37 machine, Shakers Auto Recycling, Holub Recycler sponsored number 37 machine from Doylestown, Ohio. Put your hands together for Doug Summers. In the Huffman Racing, sponsored number 90 machine from Delroy, Ohio, Emerson Huffman.
On the outside lane, the Baker race cars, McManus Racing 07, 6th in main event points, a rookie on the circuit, first year on oval tracks. He ran an SCCA Trans Am road course car for years. This is Ryan McManus. And starting on the inside lane, the red, orange, and yellow car number 42, a familiar name with Midvale Speedway. His dad, Bob Sibla, many wins and championships over the years. This is Bob Sibla Jr. He picked up a win in our modified division earlier this season.
In the number 87 machine, sponsored by Shakers Auto Recycling, Holub Recyclers from Copley, Ohio, Mike Mazzagatti. In the number 23 machine, the Mars Trucking Ride from New Philadelphia, Ohio, put your hands together for Ron Kirkpatrick. In the Pine Environmental Service, Distilla Water Company, Baker Race Cars, Wounded Warrior sponsored number 01 from Stowe, Ohio, Bob Gaynor.
To the outside lane, a driver that's been competing with the main event series for a few seasons. Former regular at the Lorain County and Sandusky Speedways. He's behind the wheel of the Farrell Group Fire Restoration, Baker Race Cars, Clover Contractors, and Griff's Engines. Number 26, let's hear it for John Flynn. And to the inside lane, the CNC Wholesale, FLF Race Cars, Stewart Development, Baker Performance, sponsored number 28. Two-time Lorain Late Model Champion, one-time Main Event Racing Series point champion, looking for the W tonight, El Presidente Jimmy Carter.
In the Continental Express, Logan Services, Borger Electric, Dickman Industrial, Meyer Garage and Drive-Thru, sponsored number 10 machine, currently second in main event racing points from Edgerton, Ohio. Put your hands together for the number 10, Bud Perry. In the Seneca Performance Direct Detail, sponsored number 18 from Brook Park, Ohio, picked up a main event racing series win at Columbus Motor Speedway, Brian Short.
Starting on the outside of row number 5, he was the top qualifier. He's a three-time ARCA CRA Super Series champion, the all-time wins leader in those template-bodied cars in Indiana. He is the Collins Heavy Haul, RJS Racing Equipment, and Great Lakes Helicopter number 72. Let's hear it for the new track record holder and top qualifier tonight, the Hurricane, Scott Hance. On the inside, the former track record holder, second fast in qualifying tonight, the Royal Truck and Trailer, car number 71. From Milan, Michigan, number of championships at Toledo, including Glass City championship wins at the end of their season, their big season-ending race, Harold Fair Jr.
In row number 4 is the number 4, third fastest qualifier in the Health Plus Health Plans, ABC Plumbing, Dr. Michael Cabot, Top Notch Garage, sponsored number 4 machine from Canton, Michigan, Justin Schroeder. And our hometown kid, he qualified 4th in the Rosenberry Towing Tilt Lighting, sponsored number 2 machine. Put your hands together for Rookie of the Year last year from New Philadelphia, Ohio, Alex Rosenberry.
On the outside of our third row, the Collins Heavy Haul, RJS Equipment, Great Lakes Helicopter number 5, the winner of the 2012 main event season-ending race at Sandusky Speedway. First appearance at Midvale, good qualifying effort. For the point leader right now from Constantine, Michigan, Jeff Gannis. And to the inside of our third row, a driver with this series the last few seasons, third place in the current point standings. Looking for his first main event racing series career victory. He's been close a couple of times. He also was close at Daytona in the ARCA race, a second place run in 2012. The Agrigold, Aluma, Aluminum Trailers, J&M Manufacturing, Maurer Concrete, Height Camp 21, Drew Charlson.
Starting 4th, outside row number 2, picked up a feature victory here in the late model division at Midvale Speedway a couple weeks ago in the number 112 machine. In the Ritzman Muffler, Baker Performance, TNR Drywall, Akron Auto and Truck Tire sponsored machine from Barberton, Ohio. Put your hands together for Don Harvey Jr. Starting 3rd, the 5-time main event racing series champion in the Panther Expedient Services sponsored number 39 machine from Doylestown, Ohio, Gary Whipke.
And here are your front row starters. Starting second, the Top Notch Racing Habco Tool Francis Engineering number 88. He's been here a couple of times since the July month just to practice his car, get a little bit better, and that he did. He was the 2002 Lorain Sportsman Champion from Painesville, Billy Roberts. This next driver doesn't need a whole lot of practice. Last night he picked up the late model win. The last time he was here he picked up the late model win. He's got 2 in a row. He qualified 10th. He brings the field to green in just a moment. The CC Performance Racing Engines, Marathon Supply, Decini Drug, Tedesco Racing Graphics number 70. Last night's late model winner looking for the double this weekend. From New Philadelphia, Ryan Tedesco. Let's hear it one time for all of our starters. What a field we've got. Main event racing action at Midvale Speedway. Drivers, start your engines.
The field roars to life on the front straightaway. 100 laps in the downtown Ford 100 for the main event racing series. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Race fans on the front straightaway. Everybody up this time. We're going to wave them off. Everybody get on your feet. What a crowd at Midvale Speedway for the downtown Ford 100. Salute the drivers as they salute you back. Wave them off for 100 laps at Midvale Speedway. Tedesco in the 70, Roberts the 88, Whipkey the 39, the 112 of Harvey, the 21 of Charleston, the number 5 car of Jeff Gannis, the number 2 car of Alex Rosenberry, the number 4 of Justin Schroeder, and the top 2 qualifiers, Harold Fair Jr. and the 72 of Scott Hans. He's here in spirit, I guess, Chris. It gives somebody else a chance tonight, right?
Oh, definitely. Definitely miss seeing Rich Rohr in that number 7 here, but you can't complain about the field of super late models we have here tonight, and we're getting ready to go green, Adam. Let's bring him in. Ryan Tedesco.
Tedesco and Roberts to the green in turn number 4. We are ready for 100 laps at Midvale Speedway. Here we go. Down into the first corner we go. Tedesco in the lead. Roberts in second. Whipkey and Harvey third and fourth. Fifth is Charleston. Gannis running the outside lane, trying to move up. Who will move up in the second groove? We can see Jeff Gannis trying to make it happen. He's to the outside of Charleston in 3 and 4. Schroeder also trying to do the same in the 4 car. Schroeder in the 4. And trouble in turn 1. We've got the 87 of Mazzagatti around. Two laps complete, 98 to go. Tedesco, Roberts, Harvey, Whipkey, and Charleston come to green. Contact between Charleston and Whipkey. Charleston got into Whipkey a little bit, and Charleston goes to the inside for the 4th spot. Whipkey caught on the high side. Here comes Gannis. Whipkey going to get back to the bottom. Alex Rosenberry right on his rear bumper. Some contact between Brian Short and Bud Perry. Perry steers out of it. There was brake checking action going on in 1 and 2 as the field is bunched up here early on. Tedesco leads the way. Roberts challenging a little bit. And Tedesco running a little bit of a different lane tonight than what we saw him run last night during our late model race. Boy, Rosenberry and Fair close call in turn 3. 5 laps in, 95 to go in the downtown Ford 100 for the Great Lakes Helicopter Main Event Series, and here comes Hans. The Hurricane, Scott Hans, has just flown by the number 4 of Justin Schroeder. 2-time point champion Bud Perry gets by as well. Schroeder may have scuffed up the right side in the wall a little bit. And Whipkey a run on Gannis. Gannis closes the door in 3. Whipkey had to check up to avoid contact. It was a close call for those two. Gannis keeps giving up the bottom, and Whipkey about to take advantage of it. Tedesco leads the way, 8 laps complete. Roberts running second, Harvey running third. 4th spot is Charleston, and 5th, the number 5 of Gannis. 6th is Whipkey, 7th spot is Rosenberry. 8th is Fair, 9th is Hans, and running 10th is Perry. Hans looks pretty sporty right now. He's just looking for a place to race. Jimmy Carter did not qualify well. He's challenging Brian Short. Short's car doesn't look to be up to speed at this juncture. First 10 laps of our scheduled 100 complete as they whistle around the Midvale Speedway 3/10 mile asphalt oval. Tedesco looking to go 2 for 2 on the weekend and 3 out of his last 3. That would be impressive, especially with this field of main event cars tonight. Some of the cars back of the field slowing. The 42 car of Bob Sibla Jr. might call it a night. Sibla was running 21st, and our first car out of the race is Bob Sibla Jr. in the 42. 13 down for Ryan Tedesco. Drew Charlson right there with Don Harvey Jr. in position number 3, 4, and 5. Gannis has actually left Whipke. He may have changed his lane a little bit. Car picking up the pace or not dropping off like the others. He's figured something out, so he's on the move. The 90 car of Emerson Huffman pulls to the bottom of the track, and that's going to bring out the yellow. Second caution of the race, this one for the number 90 car of Emerson Huffman. One of our semi-regulars in the late model division has picked up a late model win in his career here at the track a couple of seasons ago, but Huffman, his car coming to a stop down on the inside portion of the front stretch. Yellow out with 14 in. Looking good at the front of the pack. Tedesco bringing the field to green. 14 laps in, 86 laps to go, and Tedesco sees the green off of 4. Single file and now contact. Brian Short and Bud Perry get together. Caution in 1 and 2. Short only going to lose a few spots as Gaynor, Kirkpatrick, Summers, McManus, and Mazzagatti will start behind him. "14 laps in, 86 laps to go. Ryan Tedesco to the green with Billy Roberts in tow. Harvey, Charlson, and Gannis in the top 5, and we're back underway. John Flynn in the 26 gets back out on the track with a tire change or just body damage on the 26 car. He gets that out of the way. Tedesco in the field closing in on him. Hopefully he'll move out to the high side. Actually moves to the bottom, does Flynn. Field will go by to the inside. Flynn way up the track in 3 and 4, letting the field go by. Scott Hance to the inside. Big move. Scott Hance to the inside of second fast qualifier Harold Fair Jr. That's an important spot with a very fast 71 of Fair. And Fair just maybe had his momentum killed just enough by the lap car. Jimmy Carter bottomed out down in the corner. Brian Short pulls his car to the infield. Short far enough off the track. We should be able to stay under green. And 82 laps to go.
Yeah, the 87 of Mazzagatti back over here pit side.
Trying to get it dialed in for tonight's racing, but to no avail. Had issues with the car. Shut it down. He elected to cancel the rest of his event. I think he pulled off to avoid a yellow, and they thought he was a little too close, so yellow comes out. White flag is out for this Downtown Ford 100 as Tedesco looks for the big main event racing series win. Yellow lights are off, green flag coming out of 4. Tedesco, Roberts, Harvey, Charlson, and Gannis. 18 complete, 82 from the finish. Jeff Gannis thinking about a move on the 21 car of Charleston. Scott Hance also getting racy with one of our two-time winners in the late model division this year, Alex Rosenberry. Hance car really working on the bottom lane. He's going to look to the low side, coming off at 2. Hance will have the door slammed shut going into 3. Rosenberry in the 2 car having his hands full right now, and Hance is trying to set him up for a run to the bottom. That might be the place to watch right now. Also a run at the back of the field for McManus and Flynn. Single file formation through the field, and Hance does get to the inside of Rosenberry, who closes the door. Around goes McManus in turn 3. Caution out for Ryan McManus. Ryan McManus in the 07 as they battled for the last spot on the raceway get together down in turns 3 and 4, bringing out the caution with 21 laps in. .21 in, 79 to go. Tedesco, Roberts, and Harvey to the green. Scott Hance, 72 car, top qualifier, track record holder, running in line behind Rosenberry. Not really challenge him as strongly right now as he did before the caution came out when they actually made some contact. Rosenberry with maybe a little bit of tire rub on the left rear. Hance maybe a tire rub on the right front. We'll see if that affects him. But Tedesco leads the way. Roberts having a great run in second. His practice down here really paid off. And here comes Gannis. Gannis to the inside. 4th position, changing spots. Here comes Whipke, joins the battle for the 5th position. Gary Whipke inside of Charleston. And now Gannis for the 3rd spot to the outside of Harvey. It is go time for Jeff Gannis, one of those Great Lakes helicopter cars. On the move for the 3rd position, Jeff Gannis takes it away from Don Harvey Jr. Charleston continues to fall back. Here comes Hance, gets to the inside. A little bit of contact to the inside again. He and Rosenberry get together going into the corner. Hance down into the infield. Alex Rosenberry in the 2 car, slamming the door shut on Scott Hance, and Hance had a run to the inside. Second time they've got together.
Damage to the right front of that machine. He's got some of the bars dragging on the ground over here, so tough break for the Hurricane and Rosenberry as those two got together. Some rear end damage on the 2 of Rosenberry.
Gannis started this race in 5th. I think he lost a spot or 2 on the opening start, and then he has rallied for 3rd, and he's ready to challenge Billy Roberts for 2nd. Green flag coming out of 4. Trouble down in the corner, down in the 1st corner. Around goes Mazzagatti and Kirkpatrick. So Mike Mazzagatti and Ron Kirkpatrick get together in turn number 1. Rosenberry spins to avoid it. As Mazzagatti and Kirkpatrick got together, Mazzagatti's gone to the pits. Charleston got a run to the inside of Whipke on the restart, but the door was closed. And around goes Rosenberry in the 2, up into the wall he goes. Alex Rosenberry in the 2 has looped it going into 1. 26 in, 74 to go. Back to green for Ryan Tedesco. Tedesco in the lead, exit of turn number 2, pulls away a couple of car lengths ahead of the 88 car of Billy Roberts. Third is Gannis, fourth is Harvey, fifth is the Whip.
Okay, Adam, cranking it up.
The powerful Great Lakes Helicopter Main Event Racing Series Super Late Models as they roar by in turn number 3. Side-by-side action. Jimmy Carter coming forward to the inside of Drew Charleston. Scott Hance also trying to get by Ron Kirkpatrick. Hance's car definitely not right after the contact earlier. Tedesco actually pulling away from Roberts. 30 laps in, 70 to go this time for Tedesco. And Hance gets a run to the inside of Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick shuts the door on him going down the front stretch. Whipke closes the door on Fair. Now he gets to the inside. Whipke now off the pace in the 39. I think Whipke's heading to the pits. Gary Whipke in the 39. Riding around the outside lane. Hance threading the needle. Caution coming out for the 39 of Gary Whipke. Whipke bringing out the caution in the 39. We've completed 31 laps.
As he rolled by me, Adam, the car is silent.
So car silent. The 39 of Whipke wasn't able to maneuver into the pits, I guess, though, coming off of 2. Oh, Whipke got it refired on the front stretch.
Going under the hood on the Whipke machine over here. Crew is under the hood, so problems for Gary Whipke.
31 complete, 69 to go. Coming to green off of turn 4, Tedesco brings them in. Jimmy Carter getting racy. I think Carter's got a better car than he qualified. His car not dropping off during the race like some of the others maybe, as he is challenging Bud Perry for the number 6 spot. Scott Hance and Ron Kirkpatrick side by side, deep in the field. Hance having a hard time getting by Kirkpatrick. Tedesco by 5 car lengths on the second place car of Roberts. Hance with a bold run on the outside of Kirkpatrick through turn 4. Kirkpatrick giving him some room. Hance drives it deep into turn 3, pulling up alongside Kirkpatrick, coming out of 4. This time I think Hance might eventually be able to get him. Now that time he slides back again. Kirkpatrick pretty strong in the bottom lane. Plenty of engine in that 23 of Kirkpatrick. Lap 38 complete. Jimmy Carter still challenging Bud Perry. 3 championships in main event action combined between those two. Perry with the last 2 and Carter with the previous one. Hance just doesn't have enough forward bite on exit of turn 2 to pull off the pass. Slides back behind him again. He might have to go to the bottom, and Kirkpatrick has been protecting it well. Harvey in the 4 spot. Maybe holding up that line of 5 or 6, but nobody's gone to the outside of him yet. Carter tries it out there, gets a little free coming off of 4. Oh, Carter bottoms out in 2, and here comes Charleston to the inside. Carter closes the door. To the pits, John Flynn in the 26 car. John Flynn to the pits. Single file formation. Gannis biding his time in the number 5. He's about to make a run on the 88 car of Billy Roberts, closing on the halfway mark of this one. 43 completed the line for Tedesco. Harvey sideways. Fair is there. Harold Fair Jr. in the 71 looking to the low side of Harvey. He didn't go for it in one, and Harvey gave him the room. Now Harvey's going to be able to close the door again. Harvey with those front rotors glowing on this green flag run, one of the longest of the race so far. 3-car breakaway, then another 3-car group, then another 2 or 3-car group, and then Kirkpatrick and Hance still battling. Gannis nearly down on the rumble bumps. Carter off the pace, up in the outside lane of 3 and 4. Jimmy Carter in the 28 going to stop to bring out a yellow. So Jimmy Carter in the 28 car, whose season has been terrible, hasn't finished a race, has had plenty of engine problems in the 28, and right now he's got some sort of an issue. Track crew coming to the scene. Just about the halfway mark. We have now completed 48, this time at the stripe for Ryan Tedesco. Scott Hance has gotten by Kirkpatrick and now actually starting to challenge the 4-car of Schroeder. So Hance still trying to work forward. Car definitely still rotating the corner well. Halfway this time, 50 laps in, 50 laps to go. Watching Harvey, watching Fair, watching Perry, 4th, 5th, and 6th. And also the lead trio in a battle. Gannis looking for a place to race. Gannis taking a look to that outside lane, to no avail yet. He's going to find a place to race, and here he goes. Gannis outside of Roberts, turn 4. Gannis on the outside lane. Working on Roberts for 2nd. Jeff Gannis, the Constantine, Michigan driver, main event winner in 2012, running with Roberts. Roberts up the banking, just gives Gannis enough room, and now it's side by side for the number 2 spot. Gannis on the outside of Roberts. Move Jeff Gannis to 2nd. Jeff Gannis now sets his sights on Ryan Tedesco, the leader. Lap number 55 coming up. Gannis pulling up alongside of him in 4. Gannis trying to get around him on the backstretch. Oh, it was a close call as Ryan Tedesco goes up the banking and closes the door. Gannis again to the outside. Gannis on the outside of Tedesco. Side by side, Harold Fair Jr. also on the outside lane, trying to get around the 112 of Harvey. See that second groove now starting to work for the cars that aren't dropping off. And Fair is one of them. Gannis has dropped down in line now. Tedesco holding him off so far. Fair running in the 4 spot. Harvey still fighting hard on the inside lane in 5th. Bud Perry running right behind him in 6th. And Fair actually might not be able to complete this pass. He's starting to drop off a little bit. Good racing right now, just past the mid-mark, coming up on 59. 59 in for Ryan Tedesco. Jeff Gannis and Billy Roberts. Now Fair has cleared Harvey. Closes the door. Fair has a very good car. Oh, look out, backstretch into the wall. Harvey and Perry. On the back straightaway. Harvey obviously didn't know that Perry got to the outside. He tried to close the door, and Perry was right beside him. They go hard into the outside retaining wall. Perry had went to the outside of Harvey just after Fair got by. He was up almost side by side totally with him, and Harvey obviously didn't see him or hear that he was out there. The two locked tires and up into the wall they went. Nowhere to go for Bud Perry, two-time main event champion. Bud Perry over to the Harvey car. Obviously not a happy camper. 59 laps in. Same thing, Chris, almost happened whenever Ryan Tedesco closed the door on Gannis the one time on the back straightaway, but Gannis checked up. See the bad damage to the right front of Harvey's number 112. High-speed crash, middle of the backstretch. .59 in, Chris. 41 to go next week here at Midvale Speedway on Saturday night. We've got the season championships, double points. See the heavy damage to Perry's car. That car maybe doesn't even look as bad as what it really is. The body covering up a lot of the damage. For the green, here we go. 41 to go. When does Gannis pounce? I think he goes at it pretty quickly after the restart. We're back underway. The lead duo pulls away. Here comes Gannis to the outside. Gannis to the high lane of Ryan Tedesco for the race lead. Tedesco keeps the door somewhat shut. Gannis way up the track, out of the groove in 4. Gannis will have to run him down again. I don't think that will be a problem. See Doug Summers making a move on Kirkpatrick deep in the pack. Jeff Gannis has caught again Ryan Tedesco for the number 1 spot on the raceway. 63 laps in. Third and fourth involved in a battle. Roberts holding off the 71 of Harold Fair Jr. Hance has moved into 5th, so Scott Hance rallying slowly but surely into the top 5. I thought for a moment like he might just pull pit side when he was struggling to get around the 23 of Kirkpatrick, but he didn't. And may end up paying off. He's up into 5th. And Scott Hance turning laps about the same as the top 3 or 4. So So don't count them out quite yet, depending on what happens up front. Here comes Gannis again to the outside of Tedesco. Roberts has pulled away a little bit from the 71 car of Fair. Here comes Gannis to the outside of Tedesco for the lead. This time he might have him. Gannis down into 1 and 2. Gannis in the second lane. Tedesco on the bottom. Down the backstretch they race. Side by side into the corner. Tedesco steps it up a notch. Holding them off so far, but Gannis working in that second lane. Side by side action. 68 complete. Gonna be 69 next time around. Close call. Tedesco gave him just enough room up along the wall. Gannis working the outer lane, and he'll have to set it up again and regroup as Tedesco holds him off. Kirkpatrick coming to a stop over in turn number 4. 23, Ron Kirkpatrick brings out the yellow. So Ron Kirkpatrick looks like he's done for the night.
And you got Harold Fair, who just pulled pit side at him. Not sure what they're going to do.
69 complete. Final 31 laps to go. McManus a couple of laps down. So Fair looking to the outside. Getting ready for the restart. Coming into turn 4. Coming to green and we're underway. .69 laps into the event. Gannis and Tedesco to battle it out at the front. Hans has worked his way back up into the 4 spot. Here comes Gannis for the lead to the outside of Tedesco on the backstretch. Side by side they race. Tedesco and Gannis going for the lead. Gannis setting it up and looking strong this time. A little bit sideways. He leads. Lap 71. Tedesco's been good in 1 and 2. He gets off the second corner strong. Down the backstretch, they nearly rub paint. Side by side, wheel to wheel at Midvale Speedway, the downtown Ford 100. Gannis up along the wall. Leads by 5/1000ths of a second at the line. Gannis into the lead. Tedesco back to second. What a race between those two. Running in the 3rd spot. Roberts running 4th, the 72 of Hans. Gannis now will pull away from the field. His car rockets away. Down to the final 26 to go. 74 complete at the line for the number 5 car of Jeff Gannis. Fair not really making much headway. Has been able to get around the 07 of McManus and the 37 of Summers. Final car on the lead lap. McManus then a few laps down in the 07. 75 complete. 76 now at the line for Jeff Gannis and the number 5, Tedesco, Roberts, Hans, and Charlson. 1st through 5th. Watching 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th start to stack up a little bit. Tedesco really woeing it down in the middle of the corners. Roberts, Hans, Charlson, and the 4 of Schroeder there. See if anybody goes to the outside of Tedesco. He's going to protect the bottom. Nobody's getting under him. But somebody's going to have to step out and make a move. 79 down, 21 to go. Gannis leads again at the line. Pulling away, still turning laps in the 13.6s, and it's been consistent 13.6s. Hans and Roberts for the 3rd spot. I think that's going to be our next battle. Hans, car good on the bottom, looking low on Billy Roberts. Hans looks high, drops to the low side, just can't quite get the opening off of 2. 18 to go. 18 left for Jeff Gannis. Hance again looking low, but Roberts protecting the lane. 83 complete, and Gannis now building up a straightaway lead over last night's late model winner Ryan Tedesco. Tedesco pulling away from Roberts, good sign for him. Second place pays out pretty well. Cover all of his expenses. Going to be 15 to go for the number 5 of Jeff Gannis. 15 to go for the Constantine, Michigan driver. Car a rocket ship. Waited until close to the halfway mark to really start to mount some serious challenges, and he just continues to wheel off laps in the 6s, 7s, even the 5s. A 4 that lap for Jeff Gannis. That is almost the track record, and it's on lap number 87. Gannis on the move, closing on the back half of the field. 7 that lap, so he slowed down a little bit after getting into the 4s, but that is really unheard of this late in the main event race. Gannis' car still in the 4s. Into the 6s that time as he closes on Ryan McManus. The 70 of Tedesco running second. Second, third, and fourth, a little bit of contact between Roberts and Hance. Hance was ready to make a move on Roberts. No opening was there. Gannis clears the 07. It was 10 to go. Now it's 9 to go. 9 laps remaining for the 5 of Gannis. Closing on the 37 car of Doug Summers with a crate motor still on the lead lap this late in the race. Doug Summers has done an outstanding job in an underpowered race car. Here comes Hance to the inside of Roberts. Is he going to get in there? No, Roberts just enough forward bite to hold him off. The brakes glowing on Roberts' car. He and Hance maybe getting ready to duke it out for third. A podium spot for Scott Hance. 6 to go for Gannis. Has a half-track lead, just about exactly a half-track lead built up on the 70 of Tedesco. 5 laps to go, 5 to go for the 5 of Gannis. Hance again continues to work hard on Roberts. .95 complete. Roberts opens up the bottom, but Hance could not get in there. Gannis wants this one to go to the checkered without an issue. Hance, here's another run to the inside. Just can't pull up alongside Roberts. Continues to try to set him up. 3 to go for Gannis. 3 final circuits. 2 to go this next time by. Tedesco comfortably in second right now as Roberts tries to hold off Hance and Charleston. 2 to go. Boy, Gannis in the 5 took it right up along the outside retaining wall that time at the line. Got smoke coming out of the 71 of Fair. Oh, Roberts closes the door on Hance. He checks up to avoid. White flag for Jeff Gannis. Final circuit for Gannis. Down into turn number 3. We race to turn 4 to the checkered. Gannis the victory. The second spot going to the 70 of Tedesco. Third to the 88 of Roberts. Fourth to the 72 of Hance. Fifth to the 21 of Charleston. Sixth to the 4 car of Schroeder. Fair finishes 6th.
What a race we seen, Adam. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your Downtown Ford 100 winner, Jeff Guinness.
Jeff, congratulations. Wow, this car was bad fast.
Yeah, we had a really good car. I ran out of town there with a couple laps to go. I got in the front stretch wall, but I got to thank John and Melanie for putting me in their car and all the guys to help us. Yeah, we're running pretty good right now. We want to get some more of these wins, so that's what we're going for.
First ever appearance at Midvale Speedway. You've run a lot in the state of Michigan, Kalamazoo, Berlin. You went to Sandusky last year, into the year. Dominating appearance in the main event for the season ender. You come to Midvale for the first time. This is a tight place, but you were able to make it work inside or outside, and the car came on midpoint.
Oh, yeah, the car was good. Those guys up front there, I've never raced with them, but they're pretty good racers. They're pretty clean. It was cool racing door to door with the leader. You know, hard. He doesn't want to lose, and I don't want to lose. So I mean, it was a good, clean, hard race. So I'm looking forward to coming back. We'll be at Sandusky on a Wednesday night. So
September 11th.
September 11th.
And I know you're looking forward to that one.
Yeah, me and this car's got a pretty good relationship.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jeff Gannis, Constantine, Michigan driver, claims tonight's win in the Downtown Ford 100. In just moments, we will have the fireworks. We'll get some photos down here first of our Victory Lane celebration, and then the fireworks will be shot off. We've got a pure stock feature following the fireworks. Stay tuned, Midvale Speedway, for Downtown Ford Night. Chris, good race tonight. Obviously some cautions early as they beat and bang a little bit in that first portion, that second half of the race. A lot of green and getting the fireworks ready to go in the pits. And, of course, we had Jeff Gannis in Victory Lane. First ever appearance, and what a run he had.
Well, I'll tell you what, the show that him and Tedesco put on, you know, Ryan did a great job on the inside of the racetrack, but how about that number 5 car being able to make the outside lane work? What a great job by your winner tonight in your Downtown Ford 100. Let's hear it for him again. How about Jeff Gannis in Victory Lane?
Had somebody just ask me about the 50-50 when they're going to do it. I haven't heard anything. If I hear anything, I'll let you know. Coming to green off of 4, Hoopengarner and Abil. Bring them in. 20 laps of green. A lot of race fans sticking around to watch this pure stock feature. Here we go. 31 of Abil in the outside lane. He's going to scoot forward towards the front. Uh-oh, off the pace, Bill Shimko. He checked up. Then it was the 84 of Schweitzer having to check up. Look out, front of the field. Abil around in the 31 car.
Caution, guys, caution.
So it's Austin Harvey and Vince Martin in our first row now. Still 20 laps to go. Complete restart other than the two that had their issues on the front stretch. And green flag is out. Side by side they race down into turn number 1. It's Martin on the outside of Harvey. Side by side off of 2. Still racing down the back stretch. It's Jeff Bowling in the third spot, looking for his second career feature win. Vince Martin inching forward. Vince going to take the lead for lap number 1. Schweitzer and Shimko trying to move up in the outside lane. Teddy Oliver trying to do the same. Oliver thinking about threading the needle. I don't know if that opening's going to be there. It wasn't. He checked up as the 62 car of Stewart runs the inside lane. Into 1 we go. Oliver still trying to get underneath Schweitzer. 3 wide on the backstretch. Look out, Schweitzer checked up. Probably a wise decision because Shimko goes around in the 13. Hoopengarner's back out in the 68, 2 laps down, but nonetheless back out. Bowling goes out into the number 1 spot. Battle for second between the Martin brothers. Vince on the inside, Mike on the outside, and Schweitzer coming forward in the 84. Rich Schweitzer for second. For the third spot, Teddy Oliver and Vince Martin. Oliver picks up third. Vince Martin back to fourth. Schweitzer sideways. Oliver had to lift a little bit to avoid contact then. Vince Martin backpedaling in the number 5. Boy, Schweitzer really hanging on to that 84 car. Schweitzer's car really free through the corners. Oliver looking to the outside. Now sideways. Schweitzer again. Schweitzer waving his hand up in the air, disappointed in Teddy Oliver, I think, with some contact from behind. Oliver running third. Fireworks about to take place, Chris, I think, between Schweitzer and Oliver. And around goes Oliver. Teddy Oliver in the 49. Caution is out.
I think Adam Stewart took care of that for Rich.
Stewart pit side in the 62. Coming to green off of 4. Here we go. Bowling on the inside. Oliver's going to have the inside lane. Going up the banking was Bowling. Now Oliver comes to the bottom. Schweitzer now goes to the inside. Schweitzer running third. Martin running fourth. Oliver sideways off of 4. Keep your eyes on the 49 of Oliver and the 84 of Schweitzer in second and third. Also bowling up the track again as Oliver gets to the inside. Lead duo pulling away a little bit from Schweitzer. Hard into turn number 3. Schweitzer trying to close that gap. Again gives it up as Oliver looks for a way by Bowling. Bowling protecting just well enough, not anymore. Here's Oliver to the inside. Bowling gave up the inside lane and Oliver filled it. Teddy Oliver looking for his second feature win in 3 weeks, 3 nights for the 49, and Oliver's out front. Bowling in second, Schweitzer in third. Fourth is Martin. Fifth, the 31 car of Abil. 5-car pack and a 4-car pack halfway this time. 10 laps in, 10 to go for Teddy Oliver, who's going to pull away from the field. His car has been hooked up the last 4 nights or so of racing. to be 12 laps in. "12 laps complete, 8 laps to go." Rich Schweitzer challenging, bowling for second. And meanwhile, Mike Martin, pretty good car tonight for Martin, goes to the outside. Schweitzer takes it to the high lane. Martin goes to the inside. 5 laps to go for Teddy Oliver. Martin's going to take third. Bill, he's looking for the number 4 spot. Oh, Schweitzer going to pull a crossover move, get back to the inside of Martin. He's in there, going into turn 3. Good move for Rich Schweitzer. He and Martin up the track a little bit. Bill follows closely, working that wheel down the straightaway. Good to see Bill back tonight. 3 laps to go for Teddy Oliver. Bill to the inside of Schweitzer down the backstretch. Schweitzer trying to hang on to that 84 car. It's not liking the setup tonight. White flag coming up for the 49 of Teddy Oliver. Oliver with 2 cars battling for position right in front of him, Hoopengarner and Winger. Oliver closes, he'll go to the inside on the backstretch. Oliver squeezes through into turn number 3. That was a close call for the leader. He could have followed him, you knew that wasn't going to happen, and Oliver picks up the victory. Final race of this September 1st show. 2nd spot to Bowling. 3rd spot to Abil, 4th to Martin, 5th place is Schweitzer, finishing 6th, the 5 of Vince Martin, 7th is Josh Moss, 8th place Gary Hoopengarner. He's won his 2nd feature in 3 nights. He won last Saturday. Last night it was Elkins finding victory lane, passing Oliver, middle portion of the race, but tonight Teddy brings home the W. Teddy Oliver wins tonight. Season championships next Saturday. Be here for it. Saturday night, your season championships on the 7th of September. All 6 divisions racing for double points. The champions will be crowned. Skid plate race, it's always wild, and it's coming up after the races next Saturday. Then the following Saturday, the 14th, the Fall Classic is a Saturday night show. All of our divisions will be here. Double features for late models that night. And we've got the trailer race on the 14th. So 2 nights left in the season. Don't miss them right here at Midvale Speedway. Chris Cale has made his way to victory lane. It's all you now, Chris.
Well, that was an interesting one. But we'll talk to him in victory lane and see what he has to say about picking up another win. 2 in a row for the 49. All right, ladies and gentlemen, he can hear you. Teddy Oliver. Oh, well,
I heard some booing.
you got some boo birds and you got some cheers, but I'll tell you what, when you want to bring this 49 to the front, it comes to the front, and that's just all there is to it.
Oh, I couldn't ask for better people. Brian Tucky and them guys did the motor today, and Mike and Joe, and I was down here cleaning up the trash, and they was home working on the car. I couldn't ask for better people.
Well, and I'll tell you what, we talked last night after the feature. You were down on power.
It looks like I'm getting a flat tire.
Yeah, it does. And we talked about you being down on power, something happening with the car. Did you ever figure out what it was?
Yeah, it was a fuel pump.
Well, there you go. And you got her changed and back in victory lane, right where you want to be.
Yeah, I'd like to say special thanks to Brian Tucky for getting this car done for me.
All right, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Teddy Oliver in victory lane in your pure stock division. Once again, I want to thank all the fans for coming out tonight. You guys were great. You stuck with us through a great night of racing, the fireworks tonight, so thank you very much for coming out. Make sure you stop back and see us the next 2 weeks and also in 2014. Also want to send out a big thank you to our track crew. Those guys do a great job, all of our officials and track